if your goal is to do this, so then keep watching. Hey guys, I'm Zach Ferguson, and I may not be the best tricker, but hopefully my experience can help you guys become the best. This is a tutorial for an EKick. An EKick kind of looks like a fancier version of a palm kick, but kind of doesn't start anywhere similar to it. If you treat it like a palm kick, like entrance, then you're gonna mess up, and that's where I was actually stuck when I was trying to learn my EKick, but luckily I'm here so that you don't make the same mistakes. I don't know the origins of EKick, but I assume that it was created by Team E because it's a kick that they did often, and their name is Team E, and it's called EKick, and I don't see any other reason why, like, it would be called an EKick. There wasn't even any of this newfangled TikTok and E-boys and E-girls back in my time, so it definitely wasn't named after that. Sound like a boomer. Small aging existential tricker crisis aside, EKick is a really cool trick to start your combos with or do mid-combo to kind of like catch your breath and change up the pace or the level. It can be used as a transition and a combo ender and all kinds of stuff. So what is an EKick? An EKick is basically a gorilla machine transformer, same move, different names, entrance where you reach across, you then like have that momentum from the back leg pulling you across, you switch legs, so your non-hook kicking leg is then leading you, kind of keeping your balance, and then you hook kick to finish the trick. It's all on one hand, and if you see someone who's really good at it do it, it kind of seems like how did they stay on the hand so long, but it's really about mastering that first kick around to get your momentum going, and then the switch kind of balances you, and then you hook kick. So it's really cool how long it takes, but if you do it fast, it can also look extremely, vicious if you want to look like you trick to kill, you know what I mean? So the difference between a palm kick and an E-kick are that a palm kick is basically a one-handed cartwheel. It's like your switch hand cartwheel where you just kind of hook kick. So it's a lot more of a linear, like fluid, leaning into it motion. And then an E-kick is kind of more of a circular, initiate like a machine transformer motion where you like kind of double kick. Links to any videos that I mentioned are going to be in the description if they're not in the card, but I also have a tutorial for a palm kick if you guys want to go learn that. So to get started, what you want to do is warm up your hook kicks, since that's the accentuation point of the trick. You want to make sure that your hips are open and you're doing a pretty sharp hook kick so that the ending will look good, because if the ending doesn't look good, then you're doing like this weird switchy leg motion that just kind of looks like you did like a bad machine, and people are like, what was that? I have a tutorial on that also if you want to go watch it really quick and then come back to this video. Also make sure you are properly warmed up before you even do your hook kick. I just made a video on that if you guys want to check that out. And also warm up your gorilla machine transformer shape, because that is kind of the base shape of this trick in general. I personally like to do a kind of high machine for this so that I can really feel like I'm like stalling on my hands for a bit, because if you have a not very good gorilla machine transformer, then you're not gonna be able to balance on your hand that much. So make sure that you are able to kind of spend some time on your hands in your gorilla machine transformer to get good at this move or have the balance feeling right. I also have a tutorial on that, but it is one of my very first tutorials I made for YouTube, so I can't attest to how good it is anymore. I'm sure the information is great, but I'm probably a lot worse on camera than I am now, even though I just stuttered. Once you're all warmed up and ready for the shapes, then the process is actually pretty quick and easy. So what you want to do is you want to set up as if you're going to do your machine, sweep backwards with your hook kicking leg. If you twist to your left, it's going to be your left side, and place your right hand down if you twist to your left where that foot was. That's a really important thing, because a lot of times people place their hand all over the place, and it doesn't change that much, but it will change the balance, and it will make your hook kick come out short sometimes. So you want to place your right hand or your non-twisting side hand where that hook kicking foot was. Put it right where it was to start this motion, like literally the same place. When you do that, you're going to keep that motion going all the way until your hook kicking leg comes to the front. So it should be kind of facing your target. All the while on this, you want to be spotting your target, because this is a kick. So remember the rule of thumb, it's if you're doing a kick, even if you're doing a flip, it always supersedes that on spotting. So if you're doing a kick, look at your target, no matter what. If you are doing a flip where there is no kick involved, then look at the ground. But since we're doing a kick, look at your target. You want to aim that kick at your target or that hook kicking leg and just let it sit on the ground for now. Then you're gonna switch and pull your non-hook kicking leg, my right leg in this case, backwards, like in your direction of momentum to just put it down, and you're in this kind of crisscross shape right now. Then all you're gonna do is put pressure on that arm, that right arm for me, and throw a hook kick. After that, we're gonna move on to the next step. Once you got that down, you're gonna practice a slight double pump. So you're just going to reach across, lead with that leg, and then kind of like switch to your right leg landing if you twist to your left. And then you can kind of hook kick if you want to, or just leave it there. But you really just wanna get used to kind of leading, then switching and landing on that right leg. Then we're gonna try and do a complete circle with that hook kicking leg as we kind of double pump. The double pump will kind of happen for you if you try to land on that right leg, because like if you're leading with the left leg, it's gonna pull you towards that left leg if you don't kind of pull in that right leg to land. So you'll feel the motion kind of starting to happen at its like baby stages. But the key on this step is just to get your full rotation down so that you really understand like how far you're gonna go around, because if you don't like really reach and really get that hook kicking leg all the way across, then when you double pump, it's not gonna look like anything. It's just gonna look like small and you're just falling down. And it just doesn't look good. And then honestly, you're really close from there. All you gotta do is kick that first leg so it's leading you, and then really focus on like almost hook kicking with your other leg towards your direction of momentum, and then pull the other leg back while you do that, because it's gonna create this kind of scissory motion, and then you'll be able to release, and the landing leg will just come down as you hook kick, because you'll just naturally do that because of how hook kicks work. Really try and drive it as if it's a hook kick, because it's gonna allow you to balance. Try to pull the hook kicking leg up towards your face as you drive with that right leg in my case, or the non-hook kicking leg, because what that's gonna do is really balance you out so that you aren't falling over. Because if you don't pump the leg back as you hook kick that second leg, then all of your weight is gonna be over to the side of the hook kick where you normally would have it at the end. And so it's just gonna pull you down and make you fall down. So make sure you really commit to that double like switch motion in the middle, and then it'll keep you balanced so you have time to then throw the hook kick. It's a really cool feeling, and it leads to other motions and like higher level tricks that you can do in the air. Like people can E-kick other tricks in the air. But just take some time and clean it up. Focus on like really driving the legs back and forth, making them distinct shapes, and then make that hook kick cleaner and cleaner. And then you can add it to some combos. Here are a few that I did where I started the combo with an E-kick and then use that hook kick motion as if it were just a regular hook kick into an aerial to like a backside 9 motion, because aerial backside 9 is just an easy cookie cutter thing to do, and then a hook cart full. Those are all like basic level tricks that you can use to create a pretty cool combo. Another one that I did was using it as a combo ender. I wanted this to be a little more b-boy / flowy groundwork kind of motion. So what I did was tornado kick, knee spin, bad side scoot to master swipe. So it kind of creates this like sweepy motion. You see it a lot in capoeira. I'm sure it has a name, but I don't know what it's called at the moment. I'll look it up and do a tutorial on it at some point because I like to use it for my combos. But anyway, I do this bad side scoot sweep, and I use that sweep to then master swipe and then go right into the E-kick because it lands like a cartwheel and I can just reach across and finish off with an E-kick. Let's move on to common mistakes. The first most common mistake I see is people doing it the entrance as if it were a palm kick. This is what I was talking about at the beginning, and it's just a completely different entrance. And if you don't lead with that first leg, the left leg in my case, starting like a machine or transformer, then you're not able to get the same circular motion. You're kind of just leaning into it. So make sure you kick that leg first. That's the very first step you want to do. Kick the leg, sweep the leg backwards, and then it'll be easy. If you start it any sort of way, like a cartwheel where you're taking off of 2 legs or leading with your right leg, you're gonna mess up the trick. Next common mistake I see is just not double pumping the legs enough. If you make both kicks, or technically all 3 kicks in this, very short and quick, then it just doesn't look good, and it doesn't look like you are extending for a hook kick and you're really doing any like devastation or like a really strong blow to an invisible ninja like you're supposed to. Another common mistake I see is not reaching around yourself enough and replacing that foot. Your hook kicking leg is the one that you want to replace, so you want to pick that leg up first, and because you pick that leg up, your balance is breaking right there, and you just put your right hand where it was. This creates a big circular shape and allows you to kind of balance out the motion, and then you'll be able to stay on your hand for a long time. A lot of times people reach too close to themselves, and then it makes their body like all hunched up, and then they can't really get any kicks out. So you want to reach out to the side, but in a circular manner as you're kicking. If you reach too far out to the side, again, it's gonna feel sort of like a palm kick, or you're gonna kick really high and it looks like a really bad cartwheel or something. But yeah, that's about it. It's a pretty easy trick, but it's not one that I see that often, and so you can spice up your combos with it, especially if you kind of are like a kickier tricker, or you want to look like you know how to kick. You can put this in the middle of your combos. But I want to thank my patrons, Kat and Badir, for supporting me all this time, even though I've had infrequent uploads. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to everyone who has watched this far. It really means a lot to me. Please type Zach is a boomer in the comments if you watched this far. And please like the video. It really helps me out, and it helps me spread to a lot more people, especially because I've had more infrequent uploads. But if you have been watching, and if you watched my warm-up video, thank you very much. I just kind of did that for Malik, but I knew it would be kind of a utility for everyone. So thank you guys for watching that, even though, you know, it's kind of a not amazing informational video, in my opinion at least. But until next time, please stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you guys later.